Welcome to this explainer. Right now, the very air around you is literally buzzing with data. We're talking bank transactions, corporate secrets, private messages, all just flying through invisible airwaves. Today, for Day 42, Wireless Security, we are stepping right onto this invisible battlefield to understand exactly how these networks are protected and, honestly, more importantly, how those protections are broken.
Here's our roadmap for Day 42. First up, wireless protocols, the shields. Then, network threats, the traps. After that, security tools, the arsenal. And finally, your project, the security assessment.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section on wireless protocols, the shields.
When we talk about wireless security, we're really talking about your primary digital armor. You've got WPA2, which is our aging but super widespread standard. Because it's been around for over a decade, attackers have, unfortunately, pretty much perfected exploiting its four-way handshake. Then we have WPA3. This is the modern, much tougher standard built specifically to patch those old holes. It neutralizes those nasty offline dictionary attacks, meaning even weak passwords can actually hold up under fire. Ultimately, your network safety fundamentally relies on which of these shields you decide to deploy.
Moving right along to Section 2, network threats, the traps.
I want you to imagine a scenario for a second. You're sitting at your favorite local coffee shop. You order your drink, you pop open your laptop, and you click on that Wi-Fi network labeled Guest Wi-Fi. It connects seamlessly. You start checking your emails, logging into your bank, maybe even sending some sensitive work documents. But are you really connected to who you think you are? See, in the wireless world, names mean absolutely nothing. That comforting familiarity is exactly what attackers prey upon to spring their traps.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept, the evil twin attack, is how elegantly simple it actually is. It's just a fraudulent Wi-Fi access point that perfectly mimics a legitimate one. Going back to our coffee shop analogy, imagine an imposter barista setting up a fake cash register right next to the real one. They're wearing the apron, they have the logo, and they politely ask for your credit card. That is exactly what an evil twin does to your digital devices. Your phone or laptop sees a network name it recognizes, assumes it's totally safe, and automatically connects. But instead of the coffee shop's router, you're routing every single piece of your data directly through an attacker's machine. They're eavesdropping on the whole shebang. But hey, these threats aren't just limited to public spaces. Take the rogue access point. This is an unauthorized access point plugged directly into a secure network without any permission. Imagine a massive corporate building. We're talking security guards, ID badges, biometric scanners at the front door, heavy, incredibly expensive perimeter defenses. But then an employee decides the Wi-Fi is just a bit too slow in their cubicle, so they bring in a cheap $20 router from home and plug it directly into the wall jack behind their desk. Well, they just created a smuggled backdoor. That one unauthorized device completely bypasses all those corporate security policies, basically transmitting the secure internal network right out into the parking lot. A rogue AP can ruin everything, rendering those million-dollar defenses entirely useless.
And this brilliantly illustrates why we need Section 3, Security Tools, the Arsenal.
Let's break down our toolkit. Think of these as your flashlights in a very dark room. First up, AirCrack NG. Its primary function is cracking and testing encryption strength. It heavily utilizes packet injection to see if those WPA shields we talked about will actually buckle under pressure. Next is Kismet. This handles passive discovery. It maps out invisible networks, sort of like a sonar radar, silently capturing packets and revealing every single Wi-Fi device around you, even if they're actively trying to hide their SSIDs. But remember, these incredible tools are a double-edged sword. They're used by both network defenders and attackers, so mastering them is absolutely non-negotiable.
All right, let's put this all into practice with Section 4, Project, the Security Assessment.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a complete professional workflow. You are going to conduct a thorough Wi-Fi security assessment using a continuous three-step loop. Step 1. Map the network using Kismet to identify absolutely everything broadcasting in your airspace. Step 2. Test the encryption using AirCrack NG to actively probe your shields. And Step 3. Hunt for rogue APs by cross-referencing your map against what should actually be there. This loop right here is exactly how the professionals secure enterprise networks.
So, the crucial point is this: master the protocols, expose the threats, secure the network. By deeply understanding WPA vulnerabilities, recognizing the sneaky psychological trickery of evil twins, and wielding tools like Kismet and AirCrack NG, a fundamental shift happens. You transform from being just a passive consumer of Wi-Fi into a highly capable defender of your own data. And I want to leave you with this final, pressing question to think about. What grade would your home network get in a security assessment?
We've explored the shields, the traps, and the tools. You now have the knowledge of Day 42 right in your hands. I highly encourage you to take these concepts, fire up those tools, and put your own home router to the test. You might just be surprised by what you find floating in your own airwaves. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy hunting.